stuff that I have, the things that you need. It's pretty simple. So I got this mix at Home Depot. I know at school we got the peat moss and the perlite, and then we had compost made, and we mixed it all together. But for me at home, I got lazy and I bought this and wanted to see how it worked. And it says it has mycorrhizae, which is a good like fungus that keeps all of our plants and microbes and all the living things kind of connected. So they say they put that inside this mix. So that sounded good to me, so I wanted to give it a try. Then I also got some of my own Baker Creek seeds that I wanted for my garden. These might be a little bit late, but I'm gonna try it anyways. But you know, I got bok choys and some cucumbers, some Japanese cucumbers, Chinese broccoli, some peas, and then I'm gonna do some serranos. And I hope I could propagate a bunch, and so we could get some at the school too, because I know we didn't get any peppers. And then I also wanted to do my own gourds. And then of course I need some sunflowers in my garden. So this is the mix as it comes out. It's all compacted, and you know, I gotta break it up. It feels nice. Looks like it doesn't have any of those little fertilizer balls or any like weird things. So it looks like a good seeding mix. Might be my go-to because it was like $24, and it says that it expands up to 44 cubic feet, which that's pretty good for this little bag. Anyway, so I'm just breaking it up, and it's very dry. So I have that, and then I also get some newspaper, and then I do mine in these seeding flats. So I got some new ones from a project that I was going to do a while ago, doing microgreens, but I ended up not investing in all the lights and everything to do that. So I have these left over. Anyways, so I like to, these ones aren't as holy as these ones. So I would normally put newspaper, but in these ones I don't think that I need to put the newspaper, but I do put them in this just to keep the soil on the inside. And so I did one already and filled it up, and I will wet this one. Oh, and these are my tags to label them. It's very good to write what variety you put and the date so that you can keep track. Sometimes if I don't and nothing ever comes up, I'll never know what it was that didn't work out for me, which that happens. So I'm just gonna wet this so that it's nice and moist. Give it a stir around. Maybe I'm gonna put this camera down. Oh, look at that. That looks nice. So I can use both of my hands. No, I'll fix you. Oh. How do these influencers do it? How do they do it? They're so professional and precise, and they got it made. Anyway, so how is everybody doing? I'm doing all right. I just work in my garden all the time. I never take time off from that. Because it's an everyday thing. I mean, I don't know how people do the gardening and then grow food for themselves and then like keep it going, because it's really hard. Even I struggle. So it's a daily like check in with the garden every day. Even with these little babies, you're gonna have to check in with them in the morning and at night, because they're just babies. You would want to leave your own babies for a long time. So it's the same with the plants. I mean, they're not every 2 hours like a baby, but at least twice a day in the beginning. So, twice a day, check and see if they need water, if they're good. Then there's variables on that, like whether it's hot out, because like when you went to check them at 7 a.m. and they looked wet, they looked great, and then you come out at 10 and the sun has been on them, they could dry up in an instant, and then boom, you lost your seeds. And it can happen that quickly. It's not, sometimes it's forgiving where they're wilted and you water them and they'll pop right back up. So yeah, you gotta check in with them, and then once you do give them the water for the day, then you can leave them for the rest of the day, unless it's like 100 degrees. Then you should have some sort of shade for your little seeds if it is really warm. So I am just gonna fill these up generously. I gotta be careful because I don't want to make a mess, but there's setups where, you know, whatever drops out of this can fall into a container and then you don't lose any of this seeding mix. I've seen all kinds of techniques and ways that people do this, and they have fine-tuned it, maybe because they're doing it more regularly than I am. I don't know. I fill it up all the way to the brim because it's gonna settle in, and you just want it to be, and it's like, you know, like a cake. You just want to make it nice and pretty, because the soil, it expands and it shrinks, depending on the moisture. And so that's what's going to happen. Right now it's lightly dampened, just nice enough. This one might be too wet. See some of this. So I think I will I'll do my bok choys together, and then so I might just make some little holes, and we're gonna want to transfer these into another container, like the 1-inch containers after this. So I'm not going to seed it heavily. I want to be able to collect my little baby without its roots being all tangled up. So this one is going to be pretty meticulous and precise. So I put like 20 seeds in my hand. Ooh, and the wind is going to blow them away. I better close this up so that all my seeds do not fly away. And then I'm gonna do, this has 3 holes, so I just kind of poke those holes. So I'm gonna do like this half with one type of bok choy, and then this half with the other, and I will label it and date it, and it'll be nice and organized for me. And I will just try to pop one seed in each one of these holes. And doing this slowly and patiently now is gonna save me a job of trying to separate them later. So it's worth it. It's worth it to do this way. So, and sometimes I get 2 inside and it's not a big deal. But I like to even think good things here with these guys, that they're gonna have a good life, that I'm hoping that they grow nice and strong for me and my family, to give us good nourishment, you know, and I just want all good things for the plants, and then the good things for me after. Okay, and then I'll get one of these little tags, and I'm going to write that it's the Suzhou baby. Ooh, I like that name, Suzhou baby bok choy. So I'll put Suzhou bok. And then today's date is and so this is what I wrote right there. I don't know if it's backwards or not, but it says Suzhou bok. And then I will have that, and I will just close up these holes and smash them in. And then I'm gonna do my purple ones. So that's it. That is kind of the basic way that I do these tiny little seeds. I also learned a trick with my other propagation guy. And if you have like a hard time with little baby seeds like this, if you get some sand and you put your seeds inside like a tiny little cup of sand and you mix them all together, then you can just sprinkle the sand across where you want them, and it gets spread out better instead of, you know, just the clumps of seeds. So I thought that was a cool little tip. I had never seen that before, but these seeds are big enough for me to kind of pick them out one by one. Again, just having nice thoughts about this wonderful food that one day is going to feed me and my family and my friends, community, all really good intentions going in to my seed.